Now today's vlog is about what happens when you arrive on site doing your electrics, because they are very different to arriving on site in the UK. So I'm just saying hi because I have absolutely no idea anything about this. I'm useless, I can't even change a light bulb. So Mark is going to take over. Oh, got a message. Okay, so I will pass you over to Mark now.
Okay then, right, let's go outside. I'm going to take the scenario of just arriving on site.
Oh.
So you have your plug. In Spain, they use the 2-pin European plug, which is attached to a normal hookup cable. This piece here is a crossover cable. This is needed in some cases because the polarity is reversed on the electric sockets, but not all of them. And it doesn't vary site to site, it varies socket to socket. So it's a case of 2-pin plug, insert, and as you can see, that is the setup. That's the standard electric hookup there to an adapter to another adapter with a 2-pin plug on it.
Now where would you get these adapters from?
You can buy these from Toshore. The polarity is in the van usually, and it's a light. If it's illuminated, it means that the polarity of your electricity is wrong. So you need to put the crossover cable in to bring the polarity back. If you don't have a polarity light, you can buy a plug which you go around to your socket and just plug it in to make sure that your electricity is running in the correct order.
How much would this setup cost?
This setup would cost around about, for the adapter plug, around about £10. I'm not sure on these because I already had these with the van. I inherited these, but all of this is on Toshore's website.
Not that we've got anything to do with Toshore, it's just that we always find their stuff is really good and they're very, very helpful.
Yeah.
And as I'm a bit hot on the old customer service, that's the bit that counts as far as we're concerned, isn't it?
Yeah, it certainly is. Now I'll show you where this polarity light is. If we go back into the caravan. Here it is here. As you can see, it's not illuminated, so that means the polarity is correct. And it's clearly labelled reverse polarity. Okay? Not all caravans have got this, I believe, but like I said, you can buy the plug. And that's basically it. It's just making sure you've got the right equipment before you leave the UK, because I don't think sites will have plugs for you. So it'll be a case of be prepared. You just don't turn up with a normal electric hookup cable and you think, right, I can plug it in and off I go. In France, when I stayed on the site there, because we only stayed on one site, it was the standard UK setup. So it was a normal blue plug straight in, and the polarity was correct where I was on site. But I can't say that is France-wide. Whether they use a 2-pin one like Spain, I am not sure. So make sure you've got one anyway if you're going to France and Spain, to make sure that you can hook up correctly.
Now, do you remember when we went to Beni Kassim, some of the campsites do different ampages?
That's correct.
Do you want to just elaborate on the ampages? Because we kept blowing everything and kept having to get them to come out and reset our electric box, because every time I plugged something in, it all went bang. And I think they absolutely got sick to death. So can you just explain to me what that means?
Basically, on the site we stayed on in France, you had a choice of power. You had a choice of 4 amp and you had a choice of 10 amp. Now 10 amp obviously is the better choice because it will run your electric water heater and various appliances around the caravan. with 4 amp and 6 amp, which is commonly used abroad. These are only really good just for your lights and stuff like that, because in Benicassim we had a 6 amp setup and we paid extra for it because they had a 4 amp setup as well, but it wouldn't run the water
It was
heater.
bloody useless, to be fair, and as I need my hair straighteners, they are an absolute necessity. Oh my goodness, it was horrendous.
But basically you can't run normal 13 amp UK appliances on these systems abroad. We can here, this is a 10 amp setup, but it is a bit fragile. You have got to watch what you've got switched on. So it's no good having the kettle on, the microwave on, and then Judy deciding to use her hair straighteners, because this will blow it. So be mindful of what you're using each stage of each time.
Just check what you're doing. We've got this little kettle which we use.
It's a low wattage kettle.
And then there's the microwave,
which is built into the caravan and is supposed to be low wattage.
So that's what we use. But it's so difficult to remember what you've got on and what you haven't. I'm always getting shouted at for putting things on, and there we are. So
in the UK, most hookups are usually a minimum 10 amps. We're more geared up for the electrical system in the UK, and most sites are 16 amp, which happily will run everything. But the heating system, the Aldi heating system in this caravan,
which is here,
is not quite energy efficient. It's quite greedy on electricity, especially the water heater.
Well, it is at the moment, because we seem to have an issue with it, don't we?
Yeah, we're
sucking up electric like you wouldn't believe. So
basically, we get €100 of electricity free a month for this site. Now, they highlighted to us that the usage was quite high. So on double checking it, in less than a month, we use over €100 of electricity.
And we don't even use that at home, in the cottage.
And basically, we was away for 4 or 5 days.
As well.
And we narrowed it down to the electric heating system. So we only use it as we need it now.
Which is a bit of a pain in the bum, isn't it?
Yeah.
But there's obviously something going wrong there, because it wasn't doing that when we were plugged in at home on the driveway, was it?
No.
So we're not quite sure what it is, but we need to sort that out, because obviously that wouldn't be fair when we get to our site and we're staying there free of charge and we're using up all this electric. So we have an issue with the electric, and we do need to sort that out, and we need to try and find out from Aldi why it's gobbling electricity. But there we are. So that's about it from today, isn't it?
That's our little technical sequence we've done today.
So I hope you enjoyed it. A little bit more serious than usual, only because I've no idea about it, so I can't butt in.
Makes a change, doesn't it? And me having a go.
Yeah, so I suppose you want a pint now?
Yeah, I'm going to have a pint now.
Okay, well take care, and we will see you again. Bye.
Okay, bye Dan.